Hey guys, how are you? I just wanted to talk to you real quick in regards to some of the biggest mistakes that we make when we are starting our business. Honestly, for some of us, we've been making it possibly throughout our business, and we're wondering why we can't be a little bit more successful. And so, wanted to talk through that with you. I want to make sure that we all understand that our success, it is built on relationships. The definition of relationship, just the definition of that word, means a connection. It means that you're connecting in some way, that you have some type of an association with that person. Maybe, it's a friend's friend that you have met. So there's an association with that person, there's a connection in that relationship. It could be an emotional connection, possibly like a student teacher situation, or employer employee, something like that that you see, or even family members. So there's always some form of a connection that is happening, some form of involvement. That's what a relationship is. And relationships, they're everything for us. They're everything in our business. Starting that relationship, bonding, developing that relationship or that friendship, those things are really, really critical whenever you're doing your business. So moving from being possibly an acquaintance to someone who's respected or trusted, that's really where you're wanting to get yourself to be. And that can look different between if it's a cold market versus a warm market versus what I call a now market, those people that are ready to go. You're going to go through different stages as you're working on that relationship, that connection with those people. So everyone looks a little bit different. It really isn't cookie cutter at all. There really is an art, there's a science to building these relationships. It's so easy, but for a lot of us, it takes time. There's work that's involved. It means that you're reaching out to people, that you're wanting to be involved with them, that you're wanting to be interested in them, in their life, and being able to work through that. So for many people that are just trying so hard to cold message, cold message, cold message, and you're wondering why nothing is happening, maybe it's because you're making that mistake that is so critical. Network marketing is building relationships, building bonds, building trust between people so that they'll respect you, so they'll see that you care about them, and they'll want to buy into what you're doing. So you want to keep that connection, that relationship always moving forward, always developing that relationship. So whenever we begin to grow our business, we intentionally begin to share about Plexus, right? And what we do, why we love Plexus, what our passion is, who Plexus is, why gut health is important. You're going to be sharing all of those different things as you build these relationships. But so often, guys, we make the mistake of starting a conversation with someone and immediately sending them to our website. That is the biggest mistake that you can make. It really is. Don't just immediately send them to your website. Oftentimes, that immediately makes you a salesperson. It makes you someone that's just doing a transaction so that you can get an income, they can get the product, and it becomes that type of a commodity, transaction based, and we're relationship based. So that is really, I think, one of the biggest mistakes that we can make. Is just whenever they say, hey, what's Plexus, you shoot them your website and say, here's some information. Don't do that. Let's do things differently. We're a different company. We're a unique company. We're a caring company. Health and happiness. I mean, how else, how different? Our compensation and plan is different. So everything about us. So make sure that you're approaching your business in a way that says, you're special, you're unique, you're an individual, and I want to be able to help you personally. So that's what you're wanting to do. So you probably, if you send them straight to your site, you probably just lost one of your biggest testimonies of all time by doing that, a life-changing testimony, because you sent them there prematurely and you killed the process immediately because you didn't develop that relationship and you didn't get to know that person and why they should try this opportunity. Oftentimes you totally miss the process of someone jumping into this with you and building a business and doing this opportunity. So why is it so important not to send our people, our precious people that are our future, that are the ones that we're impacting, that we've called to impact and change their lives and their future? Why is that so important not to do that? Number one, if you send them directly to your site, they're going to get totally overwhelmed. I promise that they are. Now, you might have some greens. If you know that green personality, they're the researchers. They're the ones that love to dig in. They love to know the science. They love to know all forms behind. Those people, they'll go and they'll dig through that website. But can I tell you that green personalities is a minority? Most people are the fun people, or the trips, or the excitement and where are we going next, or they're the driven people and they just want to know the bottom line. That's all they want to know. But you can't get them to the bottom line if you're sending them off somewhere. Or they're those yellows. They're those caring people. So if you send your caring people straight to a website, you've just lost them because you have not cared for them. You have not spoken in a language that they can hear. So that's the biggest thing, is that you're going to overwhelm them. They don't know what to look for. You send them to that site, but you haven't recommended anything for them. So they truly don't know. They're going out there, but they haven't been advised in any way as to what's the best thing for them. You know, oftentimes we send them to the site and you know what happens? Immediately they see the price and they say, I cannot do that price. Guys, they can do this price. This price is not expensive whenever we're talking about health, happiness, quality of life, future opportunity. This is nothing whenever you look at those things. But you haven't developed that relationship. You haven't shared those thoughts. You haven't shared your passion. And so you lose them whenever you send them directly there. So that's hard. And then lastly, they very easily are going to feel like what I said, that transaction. They're going to feel like that they're just a sale for you, that you really don't care about them, that you care about your income and what you're going to get out of that. So they can so easily just fall into, you know, the pit, and you can never pull them back out. You can never revive them to rebuild that relationship. So let's don't make those mistakes up front, okay? So I want us to talk a little bit about the steps that you can take to make sure that you're able to keep that conversation moving forward and developing that relationship, and share in a manner that makes them want to be part of this great opportunity. I always say, you know, you want to say just enough to have them lean in, to be curious, to want to know a little bit more. So first is establish that relationship. People buy into you way before they buy into our products, our company, way before they buy into health and, you know, gut health and being healthy and all those things. So you've got to work on establishing that relationship. If you're seeing them on social media, maybe go and like their posts or comment, maybe send them a private message and start a conversation there. Compliment them on something that's going on in their life, or share that you're praying for them if you've seen that there's been illness or tragedy in their life, or tell them that their kids are really growing up and that they're beautiful, or what are their ages now. But you've got to start that conversation with them. So really kind of be in touch with them through social media. Make yourself known to them. Now, not in a creepy way at all, like don't do that, but do it in a way that says, I see you and I care about you and you're important. So you want to establish that relationship and get that going. Then secondly, you want to start there, and if you don't want to look like a salesperson. So when you get started in these conversations, you want to be able to look like a person who loves to connect with people, who loves to network, who loves to share ideas, who loves life and wants other people to be a part of it. Like, that's what is attractive to people. So that's the person that you want to be. And as you begin to let them know about you you and update them. If maybe it's been years since you guys have talked, and you start just kind of sharing about who you are and what you're doing now and what life looks like, you're going to start sharing about why you do plexus. But you're going to be asking them, do you know about plexus? Or if they come to you because possibly as you begin this relationship and maybe messaging them and telling them how great their family is or how good they look or that you're proud of them with what they've accomplished in life, maybe through just some different things, they actually end up coming to you because they're watching your post and they're seeing your life and everything that you're doing and your love for good health. So in that, there's some things that I would suggest to do. Sometimes you might think, oh, that's when I'm going to send them to my site. No, don't send them to your site yet. That's still really premature. So this is what you want to do. You never want to throw up plexus on them. You really kind of want to just sprinkle plexus on them in a way that keeps the conversation going, and always be asking about them. That way that they're going to respond to you, right? So if you ask questions, especially at the end of your conversation, and don't send them a thesis, don't send them just tons of information. Just be able to, I say, have a ping pong match back and forth. So give them a little information, send it back to them with a question, and then they'll bring the conversation back to you. You want to keep that going back and forth. But in that, maybe you're asking them, how their days are going, or that it looks like that they want to be healthy, and what are they doing? Or, ask them about their kiddos, like I said a little bit earlier. So be setting those things up. And then if they want to know more about our products, about what plexus is, you know what, guys? Begin sharing in small ways. Send them maybe 1 or 2 product videos. Maybe you've asked specific questions and they really don't understand gut health. They want to know more. Or maybe you're thinking, oh my goodness, Slim would really be good with them because I see that they have some blood sugar issues or some different things going on in life. Send them just a few. We have such great product videos. If you don't know where to find those, contact your upline, contact me so that we can get those in your hands. But maybe you just send a couple of those out. Or you share with them why you're so passionate about plexus. Tell them your story, right? Tell them your friend's story if you're just now getting started. Maybe you don't have a full story yet. So share your friends, your upline, and what their story is. You build that belief in them as you have belief, as you have passion, as you have excitement. That's going to make them have belief, and that's going to make them say, I wonder if this can help me. Always be asking those great questions. Learn more about them. Learn about their goals, their health goals, their life goals, what they're wanting to achieve. I really believe that we've all been beautifully, wonderfully created, that God has this perfect plan and purpose for our lives, but He desires for us to live out our potential, right? But for so many of us, our health is what's holding us back. Our lack of energy is what is holding us back. And so as you learn those things about those people, then you'll know how to share different things and the excitement, because you want them to be able to live out the fullness of their days, to be able to love on those kiddos, to be able to get out and have movement and activity in their life. And so just genuinely caring for them. So as you learn more about them, you can begin to make suggestions on what products that you think that you feel like would be best for them to start with. You guys, I always start with gut health. I always start with Triplex Combo. But there are always situations that maybe we do just start with the probiotic. Maybe we do the Triplex Combo. Maybe they've got to have that Mega X or that X Factor. But that's with me asking some really great questions and really turning in more to an advisor or an educator, an informer of the different things that we have. So you can also send them your digital catalog. This is one of the greatest ways. You're not sending them to your website, but if you go into your shareables in your back office, down into shareables, you can send them our beautiful catalog that hopefully you have. I take those catalogs with me everywhere I go, but you can send it to them digitally. It's a beautiful piece for them to have. It really does market us so well and shows how much care we put into things. but send that digital catalog to them. And the cool thing about that is, they can still get to your site through that, but so often they're just going to kind of flip through it online. But all along, you're not once sending them just directly to the site. You're just giving them little pieces for them to look at, for them to think about, for you to help to continue to question. I also love to get them on a phone conversation, or if they're local, I love to be able to take them to the juice bar or take them to get coffee, but to see them face to face, I really like to get into that. So a Zoom call, a phone call, or face to face in some manner, just continuing to develop that relationship, develop that bond, that trust, that respect for each other. So then when they're ready to order, try to do the ordering over the telephone. If they're not local, if you can't do it right there with your laptop or with your iPhone, try to get them on the phone. They can have their, computer at their house. You're on your computer at your place, but it's going to help answer some of those questions. A lot of times they get on that site, just ordering can be overwhelming for people, guys. So if you're there kind of walking them through step by step and going from screen to screen, you're going to be able to answer any questions you have. You can also confirm and explain to them why you're putting them on, what you're putting them on, so that you can continue just to build that belief that it's going to be good for them and that it's going to help them. But you can guide them through that process. You can guarantee that they're going to sign up correctly. So how many times do you send someone out there with your site and they go out there and they sign up as retail, but they meant to be ambassador, or they didn't know how to do the preferred? Like, if you do it, you're going to guarantee that they're signed up well, and you're going to be able to educate them in the process. But once again, it's continuing that relationship with them, that trust factor with them, letting them know that you know them, that you care about them, and that you want the best for them. So remember, you're the face of Plexus. I think that that's the piece that we as business leaders need to fully understand. You are the customer service. You are the advisor or the coach. You're the deliverer. If that shipment doesn't get there, it's you that they think about. So you want to always be on top of that. Like, you're it for those people. So to have that longevity with them as a customer, as an ambassador, you need to establish up front that you can be trusted and respected. And it's all in how you approach your business and how you approach your people, how you approach your friends and build these relationships. So this type of process of building your relationships up front, continuing those conversations throughout, and being seen as one who cares and knows about health and wellness, you've already now established how this relationship is going to continue. And that is so cool to be able to do that. So then you've gone through the whole thing, you've helped them order, you've gotten them set up, and that's whenever you're like, Susie, I am so excited that you have jumped into this health journey. I know without a doubt it's going to be so amazing for you. So today, this is what I'm going to do. We've got your order set up. I'm going to send you an email. In that email, it's going to be how you're going to start your product. You're going to get your products probably in about 5 to 7 days. But whenever you get there, I'm going to give you some information on how to get started and an article on detoxing. You know, we've already talked a lot about detoxing, but I want you to be able to have that. But I'm going to tell you, I stay pretty close to my clients, to my ambassadors, especially in the beginning, so that we can make sure that you're taking the products, see how you're feeling, maybe troubleshoot a little bit. Are you okay with this, Susie? Okay, great. So whenever we get your stuff in the next 5 days, I'm going to probably text you. Is texting good for you? Okay. I'm just going to make sure that you've got your products, that you're going to get started on everything, remind you how to get started, and then we're going to stay in close contact together. And then they'll agree to that. But see, you've already established, because of how you established the relationship, how you cared for that person, You've already established how you will continue that. You're setting yourself up for a really strong, successful business with happy customers and happy ambassadors, happy business builders, and you're moving forward and you're teaching duplication without even them realizing. As they begin to do the opportunity themselves, they've seen how you've modeled, and they will model that to their people and all the lives that they're going to impact, which is so exciting to think through. So if you've noticed, we didn't once send them directly to your website at all. Either we went there together in person or we went there together on the phone. But that happened after we had sent some videos, a digital catalog. We asked some questions. We advised to which products and why those products. We told our story. So do you see how you're establishing and developing that relationship up front? Guys, I hope that this helps you with your business and helps you to establish just a really strong way of having those relationships, relationships that will last and show the success of impacting lives and growing your business. Hey guys, I hope y'all have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.